I don't do intros. How you guys doing today? I'm doing alright today. Today I'm bringing you guys another Lords of the Fallen video. Today I'm showing you guys a Berserk build. Guts from Berserk to be exact. I knew from the moment that I seen the Harrower armor, which looks very similar to the Black Swordsman armor. And of course Ravager Gregory's sword. Very similar design to the Dragon Slayer from the manga Berserk that everyone is very familiar with if you guys played any kind of Souls game, any kind of Souls-like game or whatnot. I'm going to break down this entire build for you guys, but before I do that, man, be sure to like and subscribe to the video, man. Trying to get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year. It'd mean the world to me if you guys would go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now. Um, we are less than 40 subscribers from 1,000 and we're in the month of November. That's crazy to me. So we're getting ever so closer to the goal, man. And of course, go follow my Twitch if you haven't already. The link is below in the video. So to break down the theory, the kind of craftsman behind the build here, this is a strength radiance build. I believe we have about 48 strength on this build and about 30 radiance. We're at level 125, of course. And we have 22 Inferno. Now the 22 Inferno is kind of important because I feel like to be thematic to the character of Guts, I wanted to incorporate some of the Adir buffs. Specifically because, as you can see, I'm wearing armor. I'm wearing it like the closest fashion that I can get to the Berserker armor. And when Guts wears the Berserker armor, at least in the story, he is like amped. That's when he's like, you know, he's buffed. So I have on what I can get to be as close to the Berserker armor as I possibly can. And then on top of that, we're using the Rogar Heart to cast some Inferno spells and also 1 or 2 Radiant spells as well. We have on the ring that lets us cast Radiant sorceries with a non-Radiant catalyst. I went with the Rogar Heart specifically because I felt like it was the best catalyst in the game to kind of simulate the Behelit, you know, from Berserk. I just, you know, I felt like it was more thematic that Guts would be carrying around like a demon heart. By the way, guys, when you die and you get resurrected, the little umbral eye that lets you hyper armor through anything can hyper armor through the shockwave that the umbral transition goes through. And man, this build actually slaps. But anyway, so for our spells, we have on all the Adir buffs. We have on the Rage, the Endurance, the Hardiness. We have on all the buffs, man. So, you know, at the beginning of every invasion, I'm clicking 3 different buff spells, and then I'm buffing my weapon with Lacerating Blade, or whatever it's called, Lacerating Weapon, something like that. It's the one that just makes your sword bloody. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Maybe you guys can help me clarify something on this. I have no idea what the difference is between Lacerating Weapon and Radiant Weapon. It seems to me that Lacerating Weapon just does more damage. I think they both take 18 Radiance to use. Maybe Lacerating takes more, I can't remember. But I tested it on 2 different builds, right? So I tested it on this build, which had more strength, and then I tested it on a different build that had more radiant. And it just seemed like Lacerating Weapon was just better. Now, I don't know specifically what they do that's different from each other. So, like, Lacerating Weapon probably buffs your weapon with bleed, right? Probably. If I had to guess, that's probably what it does. Now, for Radiant Weapon, I know that it buffs your weapon with holy damage, much like the holy salts in the game, right? But I'm not sure if it like causes smite buildup or something. If it causes smite buildup, that would be crazy. But I don't know. Maybe you guys could tell me in the comments, man. I'm at a loss of words, man. I don't know. But yeah, man. I just, I had to go make a guts build. I made a guts build at EldenRing a long time ago. I made a guts build on Dark Souls 3 a long time ago, when that game came out. I had to make one for Lords of the Fallen, man. And in Lords of the Fallen, I do think that the guts build on this game is a little bit more lore accurate to the actual Berserk manga than the Souls slash Elden Ring variety of the guts builds. For one, the Ravager sword, the Ravager Gregory sword, actually kind of like has almost the exact same design as the Dragon Slayer, whereas the Great Sword kind of looks a little bit different in Elden Ring. Of course, the Ravager sword has a few distinct differences, like the colors on it, and the fact that it has this like long ribbon. So that's kind of different, but it's still it still has the basic shape, the basic hilt and whatnot, and that pattern on the inside of the blade. That black pattern on the inside of the blade looks very much just like the Dragon Slayer. So you can tell that Berserk was definitely an influence for this game, as well as the Souls games, of course. And the horror armor, man, as soon as I saw the horror armor, I was like, yeah, that's Berserker armor. I could probably do some shit with that. By the way, if you guys are interested in the fashion and all the gear and stuff like that, that'll be at the end of the video, which is coming up pretty soon. Figured I would go ahead and mention it in case you guys are just here to, like, just see what's going on with this build. But yeah, man, Berserk is something else. I love the fact that it got so memed in Elden Ring, because there's a lot of fucking guts builds in Elden Ring. And in this game, it's like, it feels more like Berserk than Elden Ring does, but at the same time, it's still kind of, cringe to run a guts build at some points, I guess. Anyway, here's all the gear, the fashion and stuff. If you guys like this kind of content, it's kind of Lords of the Fallen, PvP, Elden Ring, Souls-like content, I do it all, man. I do invasions, I do different kinds of builds and whatnot. Be sure to like and subscribe to the video, man. Trying to get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year, and we are less than 40 subscribers away, man. So I'd greatly appreciate if you guys hit the sub button. And with that being said, guys, fare thee well, peace out, and all that fun stuff. And don't you dare go hollow, friends.